Hi there, welcome to Blackstone Heath. It's been a little while since we've made one of these videos, but we have been very busy over the last month or so. And there are two main things that I'd like to show you today. So the first one of them is this area here behind the inn. And what we've done is to create two Hobbit Hole dwellings as a replacement for the hills that were there originally. So it was always our plan to build up a fantasy stroke medieval landscape as starting with a fairly rural village and then to redevelop areas as the village progresses. So in this case, when we're playing fantasy games such as the sort of Lord of the Rings strategy battle game, I want to use the inn as a place like Bree, where they've got accommodation for humans and they've got accommodation for hobbits as well. So that's one area that we're going to come back and have a look at. And the second one is that we've been very busy working with a Russian company called Evocatus Miniatures to bring out a range of metal castings for fantasy medieval stroke villages to populate Blackstone Heath. And we'll come and we'll have a look at those in detail over the course of the video. So these are the two Hobbit Hole tiles that I've made for Blackstone Heath. So the figures are from the Games Workshop Lord of the Rings range. The Hobbit Holes themselves are Sally Forth kits, which we've sort of set into Terra-Former tiles. I particularly like this one that hobbits love gardening, so we've built a bit of a vegetable garden here. So these are using some model railway accessories, and then we've got some nice plant borders there which are using different coloured flocks. So let's see if we can zoom in and see it in a bit more detail. The first Hobbit Hole that we looked at was on a corner tile, and this one has been set into a straight hillside. So once again, let's zoom in and have a look at the hobbits outside of their Hobbit Hole. So we'll cover this again in situ in the fly round, and I'll take a couple of sort of stills so you can see it in more detail. So here we are. So this is where the Hobbit Holes appear in the Blackstone Heath. They're situated behind the inn to make it a bit more sort of Bree-like. Okay, so let's have a bit of a fly around Blackstone Heath. So in the stable, we've got a bit of a milking scene going on. We have some villagers washing their clothes, laundry day in the inn. Coming round, we have a young lady working in the market garden. And here at the back of the inn, we have the two Hobbit Holes that we've added recently for when we're using Blackstone Heath as a fantasy setting. So, looking at the village from this side, in the wood, we have some hunters. I don't know whether they're poachers or whether they have a license. It looks like they've brought a deer down, which they're preparing for the table. Swinging around, we have a bit of action going on outside the inn. Looks like there's a street fight developing, and it looks like someone's taking bets on the side. So let's swing around and have a closer look at the second of the Hobbit Holes, which has been built into a corner tile. So this is used in one of the Sally Forth Hobbit Hole kits. And what I particularly like is the market garden. Let's see if we can see. We can come down and we can check out. So we've got some green beans growing. We have some rhubarb and leeks in the garden. And coming back, let's have a look at a bit of a wider view, and swinging around. So this village is just full of drama at the moment. So if we have a look at the windy street leading to the inn, it looks like we have a couple of villagers who are a little bit worse for wear, and it looks like someone is none too happy about what's going on. In the garden behind this cottage, we've got a couple of children playing with their mother. This is called the sort of brave defender. You see that this young lad has got a wooden sword that he's defending his mum with. And swinging round, so we've taken the roof off of a couple of these buildings so we can see what's going on inside. Now this is my personal favourite. It's the exorcism scene. So yeah, I love the detail of the woman who's floating above the bed, and we can see the priest is driving out the demons with his holy cross. We have another woman praying, and another sort of padre backing him up. But outside the house, life goes on as normal, and we've got some children playing leapfrog and playing in the garden with no idea what's going on inside. Then, as the village opens up into hillside by the river, we can see that we have some shepherds at work looking after some sheep on the hillside, and coming along towards the river, we've got three fishermen now sort of busy with their gear. Looking inside the inn, we've got some of the sort of visionette sets which are showing gambling and drinking going on inside the inn. So there we have it. So we've added some Hobbit Holes and we've added some villagers. So I hope you've enjoyed it.